back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm gonna share an update on my nose job. If you guys haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend you go watch that first because I shared my experience and I filmed the whole procedure of getting my nose done without getting a rhinoplasty. Hey guys, so it is officially day 3. It's the end of day 3. I just got back from hospital classes and stuff, so I look rough, but I can't wait any longer, so we're gonna remove the little tape right now. I'm so excited. Oh my god. Sorry, my face is super greasy, but this is my new nose. It's still swollen. It's gonna come down in the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna update you when I have like an actual after. So what I did was what you call a lunchtime nose job. Is basically getting threads on my nose to lift it. Have a list of questions that I thought would be helpful to answer in case any of you out there are looking to get a nose thread lift. So first, I'm gonna show you a before, which I showed in that video. My biggest insecurities with my nose were when I smiled, the tip would always come down and then my nose would just widen. Another insecurity was whenever I turned and showed my profile, I didn't like what the tip of my nose looked like. I'm gonna get into my results and everything, so keep watching. A nose thread lift is basically a procedure where you enhance your nose and you improve its contours naturally without having to get surgery. It's oftentimes referred to as a lunchtime nose job because it can be performed under an hour. Mine, I got it done in like half an hour or so. Let's get into the question. Why did I get a nose thread lift instead of a rhinoplasty? Number one, I just wanted to see what I would look like with my nose altered a little bit. I didn't want to get something definitive done. The second reason is that a rhinoplasty is way more expensive. Also, you need to go under general anesthesia to get a rhinoplasty, and I just didn't want to risk that. I'm gonna get into this later, but with a nose thread lift, you just get local anesthesia put on. There's not really any risks on that aspect. The question is, what types of threads do you use for this? There are several different options. We have PDO, which is polydioxanone, PLL, which is polylactic acid, and that's the one that I use. They're basically synthetic absorbable threads that are normally used for surgery. They are compatible with the human body. There's no risks. Eventually get reabsorbed. They will eventually produce a scar on the area, and that scar that it creates is going to be like the effect that you're gonna see. The question is how long this lasts, and typically a nose thread lift will last from like 2 to 3 years, but it will depend on the quality of the threads that you use, what type of material that the threads are made of. It just vary depending on your body as well. Why did I get a nose thread lift instead of getting dermal fillers, instead of getting, for example, hyaluronic acid? Is another popular procedure. So the main reason why I didn't do that, even though the results from what I've seen are better, there's a lot more risks in that process because you have the risk of blindness, because if the dermal fillers get into an artery, it can actually occlude the arteries that irrigate your retina. Even though the chance of that happening is really minimal, I just didn't want to risk that, so I went with the nose thread lift. Question number 4 is actually a little bit funny, and that is, what happens if you sneeze after getting a nose job? So I can't really talk for another type of nose job. That can actually be a problem if you start sneezing. Obviously, during the procedure, the needle can go anywhere. I was reading about this because I had really bad allergies that day. Like, I've never sneezed as bad as I did that day, and I had to take a Benadryl. As soon as I got home, I actually started sneezing again, and I was really worried that my threads would pop out. And I looked up in the internet, and it actually said that there's like a risk of the threads moving out of place or like popping out of my nose if I sneeze. Took another Benadryl, but yeah, that's like a complication that could potentially happen. How do I feel with my nose job? Am I actually satisfied with the results? Do I think that I have my perfect nose that I wanted? I feel much better. I feel much less insecure about my nose now, because before I wouldn't even want to smile in pictures, or I wouldn't even want to smile in front of people. Like, whenever I turned my head, I thought that people were looking at my profile, seeing how the tip of my nose would droop. Do I plan on getting some other procedure in the future? Possibly. What I would look into getting in the future is additional like retouches of the same procedure. The thing about the nose thread lift is that the effects are super natural. There's not really like any scars. Here's a clip of what my nose looks like now. what type of anesthesia did we use. So we just used local anesthesia. We used lidocaine, and first we put topical lidocaine here, everywhere where the needle was going to be inserted, and then we applied lidocaine on the same area. So obviously the topical part, that didn't hurt at all, and the needle I couldn't even feel when it was in, so I didn't feel anything. I was completely numb. And then when the threads were inserted, when she was doing the actual thread lift, I didn't feel anything other than the pressure. But however, when she started working on my septum, it hurt like a guys. So I guess that answers all of the questions that I thought would be helpful to just answer. I hope that this video was helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any further questions, you can also let me know in the comments. But I guess that's it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.